Say world, free world, free world, free world. The world should be free. Thank you for sharing, Jim, brother Jim and Oscar. Is my mic on? The mic is on. Let me see, share it out to one more spot. Got a lot to cover today, people. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of it. Best that I can. I don't want to talk about a few things. I'll talk about Brother Assange in a minute. I'll touch on WikiLeaks a little bit. How's everybody doing this morning? Comments in there. Facebook, let's get the YouTube comments in. Caring and sharing. Good morning, brother Kevin. Brother Daniel's in the house. Good morning. Peace and love, family, love and light. That's what it's about. Love and light. I want to talk about a little light today. Do you see? Can you see? Line of sight. Do you see? Do you have a 2020 or do you have a 2020? Are you actually paying attention to what's going on in the world? You have 2020 vision, world vision, or you got a 2020 that you just want to keep moving on with the blurry world that we live in? All right. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. People sharing early. Let me see. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to bring my comments on another side. I can barely see that. Who's that? Tina? Good morning, girl. Good live stream yesterday. Appreciate what you and Sister Dee are doing for the Black Feet. That's important. It's important. Actually, I sat in through the whole broadcast. I appreciate you guys introducing me to the additional massacres, right? The things that have happened in the past that we know nothing about. And we think we got 2020 and we're making decisions and we haven't talked to everybody yet. See, that's the problem. You ain't talked to everybody yet. You shouldn't have a 2020 if you haven't talked to everybody yet. You only talk to the people in your crew. You don't talk to the people in your group, your tribe, your nation, your whatever your little bigoted group is. Talk to everybody. Otherwise, you shouldn't have a 2020. Until you have 2020, you shouldn't act like you got a 2020. So I want to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about Brother Assange. Thank you for sharing, Heaven. I saw that. I don't see all the share pop-ups, but I appreciate it. I'll give a shout out to the people I can see. Thank you for sharing, Anna. Good morning, sister. How are you doing today? That there. Talk about WikiLeaks, Assange, and the model for the world. There's some interesting stuff in the news today, too. Global news. Not my news. Global news. No news is good news. GNU news. Y'all remember GNU? GNU news. Y'all remember GNU? They should bring GNU news back. GNU news probably. Y'all too young for that. Y'all remember GNU? Y'all remember GNU? I remember GNU. No news is good news. Like good news is something about some good news. I forget. I'm getting older. I don't remember all that. Y'all remember that? What was that? The Great Space Coaster? Y'all young people, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're like, they had no idea what the hell is he talking about. I don't even know. He said something about some GNU. This dude, he always just say stuff out the cuff. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Anybody hot? It's kind of hot in here. Good morning, Lori. How you doing, sister? Whew, it's a little warm. Take this shirt off. I'm gonna have to see some of my laundry mistakes. Put one of my favorite white shirts in with my son's red shirt. Didn't go well. The white lost that fight. He had a red shirt and yeah. Anyway, so this shirt's kind of pinkish. I might take this off. It's kind of hot. All right. Whew. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? It's just so much. There's just so much. Yeah, Lori Gnu. Y'all remember Gnu? Gary Gnu. Yes, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Amy, score, please. Amy, talk to Amy after class. Amy, go talk to Lori and explain to her who Gary Gnu is. Y'all don't know Gary Gnu? Oh my gosh. He was telling the truth too. Gnu was he was on it. He was on it. He wasn't like your lying media. He wasn't like your CNN and your MSNBC and your Fox News giving you 2020s, and you don't have 2020. That's what I'm talking about. Vision and view. Can you actually see what's happening in the world before you decide for the world? Can you? So y'all 2020s. Take your 2020 and put it in your 2020. Put it in your Uranus. Take your 2020 and send it to Uranus, please. Thank you for sharing, Rebecca. Send it to Uranus. We don't need your 2020s. No, we need to see first. We need to see clearly. You need to go get some LASIK surgery first before you have a 2020. You got to see clearly the whole world before you decide for the whole world. Very important. Very important. Hey, Brother Matt, good morning. Oh, shoot. I got to give Brother Matt a call. Matt, we got to talk. We got to talk. Good morning, Mary. Brother Gallon is in the house. Rebecca. All right, Gretchen. I need to get started. I'm sitting here running my mouth. I need to get started. Maha. All right, let me get all situated. 2020. Just think 2020. Not 2020, but think 2020. See clearly, because you don't have a government. See clearly. See clearly. Damn it, we're invading Venezuela. Did y'all see what's going on in Venezuela? Oh my goodness. And what happened is they took down WhatsApp. I didn't know this, but you know, WhatsApp is like the Facebook of the world for the most part. More people get their news and interactions off of WhatsApp than Facebook globally. I didn't know that. Not in the United States and the West, but in like third world countries, second world countries, and the ones in America bomb back to the fourth world because y'all keep voting for 2020. So you can't got no 2020 in your eyes. 2020 is vision. You don't vote. You wait. You don't vote when you got 10-10. You don't vote when you got 5-7. You don't vote when you got -22, -13. You don't vote. You shut up. You wait. You wait. You put in your anus, tuck it in your anus, put your glasses in your anus, and you wait. Not your glasses, but your vision. See clearly. Then maybe you can have a 2020. Maybe you can have a 2020. I don't think so. I think until you realize what's wrong with the world, what's wrong, it's actually the system. You shouldn't even have a 2020. I think 2020, nobody should be voting. I think we're in a sick world, but we're line of sight. You know what line of sight is? Anybody know what line of sight is? Line of sight. I'm standing here, put the coffee cup right in front of the camera. I can't see you. I can't see you, but I'm gonna decide for you. Hey, Brother Hamo, I can't see you, but I'm gonna decide what you should have for breakfast. I can't see you, but I'm gonna decide what medicines you can use. I can't see you, but I'm gonna decide what kind of technology you can have in your life. I can't see you, but I'm gonna decide what oppression is for you. I can't see, do you get what I'm saying? Line of sight. Now, if I lean over here, I can kind of see Hamo, a little bit over here, I can kind of see Hamo. What's he look like today? Is he happy? What's going on? Like he's oppressed? Like he's sad? What's going on? Then I go over here, line of sight, I can't see over here. And say, I can't see over on this side of Hamo face, and this side either. But if I had somebody over here, oh my goodness, we might have line of sight. We could see Hamo. Then we say, hey, Hamo, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Hey, what's going on with you? What makes you get up in the morning? Who's oppressing you? Who's kicking on you? Anybody beating you up, taking your lunch money? And then I can make a good decision. Line of sight. When you have satellites, this is why they got satellites all around your planet, right? So they can see everybody on the planet. They want to see what you're doing because the elites, they love you. They love you. They want to build a better world for you. Your elites and your gods. That's why they go to Davos. That's why they're in Davos right now. The God conference in Davos. Although some people didn't go. What the U.S. didn't send their gods and the the fake guys, not the real guys, little G guys, the ones who think they're in control of things. Some of them know they're not. Let me see. India didn't send their gods. The UK didn't send their gods because I think they got some problems. I think in America, the gods, I think they're feeling kind of sick, got a little tummy ache. In the UK, the gods feeling a little sick because of Brexit. They got a little tummy ache. They got to smack the citizens around a little bit. In India, I don't know why their gods are staying home. Y'all didn't send your gods. And there's another, oh, France. France didn't send their gods either. The France guys, they didn't go. They didn't go. They're not going to Davos this year, the yearly God conference, when they get together and decide for the betters. Increase their line of sight to see what you're doing. See what kind of drawers, besides drawers you putting in your drawer at nighttime. Some satellites. That's why they got satellites everywhere. Line of sight. Have 2020 before you think about a 2020. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, see clearly before you go anywhere. You ever see somebody like me with glasses? I'm supposed to wear glasses, y'all. I don't wear my glasses. I'm trying to fix my eyes. People say, that's not going to fix your eyes, not wearing glasses. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know if I don't wear glasses, my eyes won't self-correct. You don't know anything about my body. You don't know anything about my quantum physics, my epigenetics, or what my eyes are trying to do. Doc? But still, it's a little blurry. My eyes actually did get better. My eyes got a little better. You don't walk out the house. You got glasses to see. You got steps at your house. You walk out the house, you don't wear your glasses, and the world is blurry. You're going to trip and fall. Oh, better one. Better. If you live in America, you're supposed to wear glasses. But good example. Thank you for sharing, Sister Georgia. You don't go work on Venezuela's steps, all right? Venezuela wanted to get some housework done, right? Venezuela said, you know what? We're going to do our own housework. We're going to fix our own government. We're going to decide this. We want this. We're going to work on our steps. You know, if you're America, you don't say, no, you don't have to. If you're in America, don't say you don't know how to do steps. We know how to do steps. We're going to send down our CIA contractors and do your steps for you and go down there blindly and start working on Venezuela steps. People going to get hurt. They're going to fall out of Venezuela on their way to work and they're going to die. Same thing with the Congo. America ain't got no business colonizing. Oh, did y'all see? Oh, I gotta get into the news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Because French is still colonized. France, this is why France ain't going. They mad. The kids in France are upset, boy. Did you see them? The kids in France done had it, boy. They done had it with y'all. The kids flipping out so they can't send their god to Davos. Let me show you this. Where is this at? They done called him out. Somebody called him out. Who was it? Italy? Is it? Wait a minute. Oh, let's go. Let me go into it. Don't get me on fake news. Where was this at? Something interesting. There was some good stuff in the news today, but I want to talk about Assange and WikiLeaks when I get a chance. Probably at the end of the broadcast, towards the end, we'll let people go to your plantations and your rubber cotton stuff and do whatever y'all slavery thing y'all got to do, and maybe we'll carry it on. Like might rain today. Boss don't come around when it rains. That's right, leave us out in the field. Pick my own. I can fill my bag in the field. The good thing though is when it rain out, look like it might rain today. It's freezing rain too. Boss he don't like to get wet. You know, like what the hell is he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. Slavery ended. What is it? Y'all explain to the new people slavery didn't end. Good morning, Brother Dunn. Good morning, Lynn. Brother Billy and Lee. Dwayne, Crystal, people who coming in the house. All right, I'm jumping into it. I can't wait no more. Look at later. France done got called out. Their God is not going to Davos because the kids are upset. They don't have a chaperone for the bus trip. I remember when we were kids, we had to get chaperones. You couldn't go. Uh-oh, what is that? A car ad? Nope, don't buy cars. That's a bad idea. All right, let's get past the ad. There we go. I remember when we were kids and we used to go on a bus trip. You get your field trip form. You want to go. Gotta take it home and say, Daddy, I didn't go on field trip. We going to the zoo, Daddy. It's like, all right, I've signed it. Dad, you want to be a chaperone? There's a line on there to be a chaperone, Daddy. If you want to come to the zoo with, you can come to the zoo, Daddy. You can be a chaperone. And Dad like, nah, I don't want to be a chaperone. But you know what? You can go to the zoo, baby. Here you go, right here. Here's my signature. Here's the health insurance. You know what? Actually, they didn't used to have health insurance. We used to go on field trips. I'm trying to think. They didn't have like all these forms for medical and aspirin, and if they can give you all Tylenol and all of if they can give you, what do they get the kids now? They give them if they IUDs, and if they get a kid some Viagra, and if you can get a kid this, and you can get a kid some vaccines, just in case before you get on the bus. They had all that crap. Like we went on the field trip. It's like a form, it was blank. Like most of the form just said, where are we going? We going to the zoo. We're going to see some bears and monkeys and jump around and act crazy. Please make sure your kid is behaved. Otherwise, if name is Gerard, I'm putting him back on the bus, send him home. We're going to make him sit in the cage with the monkeys. And here's a line for your signature. And that's it. Our parents was like, all right, make an X. Get your butt on there. Half the time my father made me sign it. Ha 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 ha. Authorities, let y'all know. Half the time my father ain't signed. He let me sign. He's like, sign my name. I got good at it, boy. He didn't know I use that name beside some of them E-tests too. I got good signing his name. Daddy, I can't sign your name. I need some examples. Daddy, give me some examples. I'm like, Thomas, hey, got it. Like, all right, here's your E-test, Gerard. You take this home, give it to your parents. Okay, I'm gonna take it home, get it in my pants. Be on the bus, like, all right, I gotta do it on the bus because the bus got just enough vibration to get the signature right. All right, I'm done. Anyway, you don't need a chaperone. Here's my point. You don't need a chaperone on the planet, people. Human beings, you don't need. You're an adult. You put on your pants one leg at a time. Your wife don't come in, your husband don't come in, help you get your leg up. Now, he might help zip you up in the back or something if you got the sexy dress you're wearing to work. But short of that, you can make your own decisions. You can pick your own lunch. You can decide if you want to go on a field trip. You don't need these Davos betters, y'all. You don't need leaders. Please, please come with us. But if you don't want to do that, you ain't got to do that. All right, let's get going. Everybody feel better. Everybody in the room, who we got? We got 30 people. I don't see YouTube. Where YouTube? Oh, I can't see. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got YouTubers in the room. Okay, hey, Gustin, what's going on, brother? You on the right site now. Good job. Gustin got his glasses on, y'all. Gustin knows where he's supposed to be. Not supposed to be on Facebook. You on YouTube. Just focus. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I got a little excited. Examples.
Italian ambassador over what it reportedly calls hostile remarks made by the country's deputy prime minister. Luigi Di Maio accuses Paris of pursuing a colonialist policy in Africa and of worsening the migrant crisis, in fact, even going so far as to call for sanctions. RT's Charlotte Dubinsky filed the following report.
And now you might tell the truth.
France and Italy have quite a long story of fighting. As EU elections edge closer, the two countries are increasingly looking to bolster their allies and to drown out the rivals.
Italy's Deputy Prime Minister has laid the blame for the ongoing migrant crisis here in Europe with France, saying it's impoverished African nations with its colonialist policies.
We must address the...
Stop before Luigi talk. Let me ask a question. Is colonialism good or is it bad? Okay. Did one group do it or did everybody do it? Okay. All right, let's start. Is telling other people what to do good? Telling other people what to do bad? Is building steps when you can't see a damn thing in front of Africa a good idea? Or is it a bad idea? Let's ask these couple questions.
The causes of this crisis. Because people are leaving Africa, in part because some European countries, led by France, have never stopped being colonizers.
He even went as far as calling for Brussels to sanction Paris. Now, some might say that it's a bit rich to lay the blame on France's colonial past, given that Italy too had colonies. But Di Maio's beef is that, according to him, France has never let go.
There are dozens of African countries in which France prints its own currency, the franc of the colonies. And with that currency, French public debt is financed.
Stop. Stop. Okay. So we talk about debt colonies. Did colonialism ever stop? No, it did not. Is everybody a colonizer? Hell yes, everybody's a colonizer on a small scale, from your boss to your mama to everybody telling everybody what to do. My country, the neighbors tell the neighbors what to do. They tell them what they can't have in their yard. They tell them what grass they can grow, if they can grow some herbs or tomatoes. The nations tell each other what to do. Colonialism, it started back when we started agriculture, right? We were talking about this yesterday on the thread. When man stopped walking across the planet with woman, and the aliens came and showed them they grow some seeds, give them some sciences and mathematics, they then stopped eating each other, right? Because that's what we did. You know, there's cannibals everywhere, right? We used to eat each other all the time, right? Because it's energy. Everything's a consumption of energy. But once people started growing food, then they started owning land. Short of that, you had no purpose to own land. Land had no purpose. You just keep walking. Find some deer to eat. Find some new berry bushes and patches. But after we started agriculture, then it makes sense to colonize because we own land. Some of the troops figured out, you know what, it makes sense just to steal what you got. It makes sense just to scare the hell out y'all because we got bigger women. We got stronger women with bows and arrows. We call them Amazons. We show up, let y'all grow the food, and we take the food. That's what France is doing. That's what America's doing. That's what Britain's doing. Damn it, that's what Africa's doing to Africa. Everybody uses human labor for everything else. It's all about human labor. Human labor, that's what it comes down to, power and control. That's what I'm saying. I guess our new hashtag. Hashtag smart dust. I'm talking about smart dust. I was down the rabbit hole the other day. I was like, oh my God. You know, Assange talking about smart dust, right? He did. He did. Line of sight. Vision. 2020. Why do I love Assange so much? Why do I love that brother so much? Because, I love him for the reason your government hates him. Hates him. Can't stand him. Democrats and Republicans in France and Britain can't stand Assange. Why? Because he know what they don't know. Ooh, secrets all over the world. France got the secrets, and Britain got the secrets, and America got the secrets, and the billionaires above them, they got all the secrets because they own all the nations, got all the secret technology. We won't get into that. And then you got this little poor dude, poor guy, named Assange. Said, everybody, send me your betters documents. Everybody, send me your elites documentation on the technology and what they're up to. Send me your classified information. And so you got this poor guy named Assange, and he's looking at, what is America doing? And this is what France is doing, and this is what Russia's doing. He basically put himself in a position where he knows the big picture. He has 2020. He can see a lot more, a hell of a lot more than I can. This is why all you people on this, oh, Assange is a traitor. Shut the hell up. Love you to death, but shut the hell up. This man has his glasses on. Hold on, let me put away this French this colonialism nonsense. He can see. He put his glasses on because now he sees what your governments are lying to you about this. He sees what the Democrats are lying about the Republicans, and the Republicans are lying about the Democrats. France is lying about this. China lying about Russia. So he can actually see. Assange can pick a 2020 because he can actually see some damn thing. We can't see a damn thing. This is why the governments hate him, but this is why I love him. Because that man finally is putting together puzzle pieces. He's got a lot of different puzzle pieces he's putting together. So every word out of his mouth is treason. Total treason. Because he sees a lot more than we do. This is why I have friends from all over the place that y'all don't like. Why you make friends with them? I don't like them. Yeah, you know, you don't understand how this works. It's about 2020. The more people you have, the more people you can get information from, the better your vision. Assange knows that. WikiLeaks knows that. That's the power of it. Why do you think Assange talking about aliens? You think he's crazy like me? You think Assange is crazy like me? He talk about aliens, talk about smart dust, talking about world domination and control, talks about AI, talks about the things even Elon Musk talks about, because that man has vision into what your betters are up to. I know, get a little scary. I did not see him out. See all the likes, they stopped. I see the little hearts go up and the likes are like, uh-oh, we getting a little scary. You talking a little scary. The world is coming to an end. It is. The world always ends. I think we can make it. I think we got to grow up a little bit to make it. Let me change this. Let me change my background. We are walking towards a future that nobody wants. And the reality is, if we actually don't stop this nonsense, we ain't going to make it. We ain't going to make it. We are walking to a world where people will not exist. We are extincting the human race. It is philosophically, did I say that right, philosophically? I don't know, that's a big word. It is impossible in philosophy that we keep going the same direction and we all don't die. That's why I say we all gonna die. We all gonna die, but we are speeding it up. It is impossible for the human race to make it, giving all the power and secrets to the most powerful people in the world. But let me say this, the most visibly powerful people in the world, your governments, they're not actually in control of this. There are the others above them we don't even understand. That's why I always tell people, no secrets. No secrets at all, anywhere. You can't have any secrets. You can have secrets in your marriage, maybe, I guess. Secrets in your family, but no secrets that can destroy the planet. No secrets like smart dust. What the hell? I want to talk about smart. Can we talk about smart dust for a minute? Because I think it's important. You know, when they shut Assange's last statement off, the man that you need to be listening to, guess what he was talking about? He wasn't talking about no damn universal health care, I can tell you that. He wasn't talking about no damn wall. He wasn't talking about no damn right to vote. He wasn't talking about none of that. When they shut his broadcast off, that man was talking about smart dust. The man was talking about AI. The man was talking. I know, I was almost in the Black Goose section. It's scary. I gotta show you something. I gotta show you, because people are like, oh Lord, what are you talking about? Black Goo? I gotta show you. Let me show you something. I was watching something today. Oh, I'm gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff too. There's no way I'm gonna get through all of this today. Where is it at? Where is it at? I do want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you a little something. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is that? It's over here. There's Davos, U.S. Muslim activist, misidentified Pakistani actress by Vogue. That's just, nah, I don't know if that's news. That was special. I want to show you. Oh, we can talk about the Native American and the kid. We got to talk about that. We got to jump into that a little bit. But not right now. It's not what I'm looking for. Here it goes. Here it goes. This is what I want to show you. Where's my thing? It's not popped up. Pop it up.
Difficult things about pain management is not treating the pain. It's actually diagnosing and finding the exact place from where the pain is emanating, right? So in other words, where and how do you put the medicine just in the right place to be able to fix the tear, for example? Well, that field may be on the verge of a revolutionary breakthrough. Instead of using needles and live x-rays, what they're looking at doing now is having these tiny robots that actually can be sent into our bodies. Does this sound crazy? Here's RT's Rachel Blevins with the explanation for us. Okay, sounds amazing. Sounds like these movies or these Disney rides that I used to go on when I was a kid. What is it?
Right, so we've got a team of scientists from Switzerland who claim that they have created these smart micro robots that are highly flexible and...
I'm gonna stop. All right, so she didn't say that they might had think about creating. She didn't say that they were about to create. She didn't say they're thinking about creating. She said they created. All right, now, and keep in mind, think about 2020. Remember, talk about 2020 vision? For you have a 2020, get some damn 2020. Where does technology first stop? Does it first stop with wealthy companies that are making money trying to make robots to take away your pain, knowing cannabis and all the natural medicine does it through your immune system any damn way when they don't ban it from you? Or does it stop at the military-industrial complex? Does it stop at the governments? Does it stop at the patent office? Does it stop there and we hear about it 30 years later after it's done? I know, it's kind of crazy, Black Goo. I was watching the Black Goo guy. I was like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. This dude nuts. This out of his damn mind. I put out in the back of my mind, it's kind of like, but it's possible. I don't know, maybe more gallons, because they talk about more gallons and all this stuff. This is how I go.
Compatible, and they're saying that this could revolutionize the process of targeted drug delivery, because these micro robots are supposed to be able to change their shape in order to adapt to their surroundings. So if they're traveling through a blood vessel or going to a targeted organ, they're supposed to be able to change their shape based on that, but not lose any speed.
That's amazing. So if I had, give me a shot over here, Kevin, if you would. Give me a shot on set. There you go. So my knee, right? And by the way, I have bad knees from playing football. I've got serious problem in my knee that needs to be fixed. Right now, we use something called fluoroscopy, right? I know because I'm connected to a company in Miami that uses technology. They get a live x-ray and you can actually see where the needle's putting the medicine. This is like this on steroids, right?
Exactly. So it's taking it to the next level, and you would essentially be able to ingest that micro robot. And then they say that it would be created with magnetic nanoparticles, so they could then use an electromagnetic field in order to control where this robot goes. And
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I'm like, because 5G, there go that word, electromagnetic. Why are they rolling out 5G so fast? We can speculate. Think it wants to be for the big killer robots? You think it want to be for the homeless robots they use in LA to control the robots to chase y'all out of the place you go? Maybe they want to zap you. I don't know. Maybe it's because they've been dropping smart dust on you somewhere. That's what Rebecca, that's what you talking about, nanoparticles. I don't even know if any of this is true. I don't know nothing. All I know is my kings and lords always lie to me. That's all I know. I know everything is about human control. And it sounds nutty, but I just sit back here and I'm like, what if? What if? Is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk of calling it a conspiracy theory? Or is it better just to say, no, the government can't have no damn secrets. Corporations can't have any damn secrets. You know, there was actually a TV show made off of this. What was it called? Revolution. Revolution. I know, spoiler alert, but you need to keep up. I think every now and then Hollywood tries to help you. They try to tell you that your lords and kings from the beginning of time, everything they do is about human control. Human control. Ask me this question. Gerard, if you were king of the world, king of America, you had the ability to spray smart dust out of the back of airplanes where it would land everywhere and be all networked together, and massive computer systems could bring in all the data and have 5G to network all the smart dust computers. They're spraying everybody. Everybody's breathing in the eyes, lungs, hair, whatever, that this epidemic of lung disease that everybody's getting, more gallons actually, is all these little computer robots that flip out because the AI don't work right and they can't. Would you actually use it to control humanity? Would the Democrats use smart dust to control their voters? Do your neighbors seem dumb? The people you went to school with seem a little loopy, and that the brain ain't functioning right? Do the Republicans seem like they don't make no damn sense sometimes? I don't know. What I do know is everything is about power of human beings. Everything is about energy. Everything is about control. And the fact that they're now releasing this to us, that they've actually made these robots and they're going to be using them to help humanity and save lives. That's not how the kings I know ever worked. Damn it, that's not how Attila the Hun ever worked. That's not how any US president ever worked. That's not how anybody ever worked. It's always about how you control the world, because everybody wants to rule the world. Let me finish this.
Basically, as it makes its way to your name.
I can imagine it would be hyper-focused, but is this kind of pie in the sky? Or, I mean, is this, what's your research tell you? That this is something we might actually be able to do? Or is this a bunch of eggheads in a laboratory somewhere wishing that someday we could do this?
It's going to take a few years before this actually becomes a thing that comes on the market, but the team of scientists that's behind it, this is something that they've been working on for around 15 years. And even though we may have, 5 to 10 more years before something like this becomes available, they are looking at creating it in a way that it would be cost effective and something that maybe the average, citizen or member of the public would be able to use.
I'm stopped there. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Because people say, okay, so 5, 10 years down the road, it's not how it works. This is how it works. They create the technology. They go to the patent office. This is our patent. This is what we make. Little micro robots to do this, that, and the other. There's no way the military industrial complex let that go. It's impossible. And people say, well, how are the robots going to power themselves? It makes no sense. And let me explain this to you. It's not like these are individual computers that are operating. Damn, I sure hope they aren't. But what it is, it's just a sensor. It's a sensor, and it has the capability to move. And you control them through networks, right? You don't want all the processing power in it. You just want to be able to control it, right? It's got a few servos. It can move and do a few things, and it can take in a signal, and it can sense things. And you get billions of them. And if you got a 5G, your computer is elsewhere. The AI that actually controls all the robots being sprayed everywhere is elsewhere. I'm not saying it's spraying robots. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, it's a bad idea if we don't know what they're doing. I'm saying it's a bad idea if we live in a time where they lie to us about everything. It's a bad idea when people are speculating that this can be what's happening and our government has secrets. It's a bad idea when you got the mainstream media. Let me ask this question. I asked this question the other day. I don't watch the mainstream media, but I watch my gaslit friends post, and they got a lot of, I got a bunch of them. Are they even talking about Martin Luther King's killer is walking around on the streets, bopping around? Are they? Are they even talking about the governments that colluded to murder him? Are they? It's been 10 years since the trial over. Has any CNN, Fox, MSNBC, anybody even mentioned Martin Luther King and the deceit level of the American government? JFK, 9/11, not even on the news. We're being controlled. If they will control you through the mainstream media, you don't think they want to control you through some robots and 5G? My brain doesn't work that way. But we all gonna die. It's more, to me, it's more about how you want to live. I want to go into something else outside of that, because people are like, that's crazy. The Democrats would never do that to me. The Republicans would never do that to me. All right, I'm done with smart dust. I saw that and took me down that road. So we're colonizing Venezuela. It's not just France, it's America. Pence came out and said, oh, well, you know what? Y'all want to see that? We can see that. Oh, I want to show you something else before we see that. If y'all want to look at that. I want to show you something else I thought was important. We got to look at it. Make America great again. MAGA!
A visual like this will get your blood boiling.
The Catholic high school student who comes face to face with a Native American elder in a viral video is now responding.
The media went wild. A youth in Trump's trademarked hat disrespecting an elderly Native American.
Disturbing viral video has sparked outrage toward Covington Catholic High School.
A disturbing viral video shows a mob of teens in Make America Great Again hats harassing a Native American elder in Washington.
A troubling incident at the foot of the Lincoln Memorial.
And it wasn't just any Native American. This guy is a Vietnam veteran. He was instantly turned into a hero by celebrities and the media.
The red Make America Great Again hat is the new whitehood. Without white boys being able to empathize with other people, humanity will continue to destroy itself.
This is appalling. The ignorance, the gall, the disrespect. It's shameful. That Native American man showed incredible strength and dignity.
I heard them saying, build that wall, build that wall. You know, I was scared. I was feared. We have to stand strong. All of a sudden, I'm the one who's all that anger and all that wanting to have the freedom to just rip me apart.
But there's always more to the story than a single snapshot.
I'm gonna stop. There's always more to the story than a single snapshot. Remember, your media is always trying to control you. Your media is always trying to trigger you. They show imagery to make you stupid. The media doesn't have nano smart dust robots to make you stupid. They got pictures and sounds to make you dumb. That's how they pull you into your tribalism, your ageism. Let's look at the whole story. How did this start? This is why people send me stuff. They're like, this is what happened, and the police beat this guy up, or this guy beat the police up, or something happened. Like, you know what? Like, you got the rest of the story. You just got the clips you want to show me to get me to all believe in this nonsense. Look, y'all been played a few times in my life. You're not going to play me again. I want to know the whole story. So let's go to the whole story.
Here come Gad. Here come Gad. Look at our Make America Great Again hats. Look at the hats. Look at the hats. We ain't taking. Look, we not taking. Look at Gad. That's right, Gad.
It turns out that the boys were taunted rather hatefully by black nationalists and others, and all kinds of hate was unloaded on them simply for wearing Trump's baseball cap. And furthermore, unlike those trying to provoke them, the boy in the picture, he simply stood silently. However, he did put a defiant grin on his face.
No, it's not. You've been here 2-3 generations. Compared to us, we've been here millions of years.
The young man has now penned his version of events. He's getting death threats from across the globe.
All right, let me break this down. All right, because I know we got some people here that, you know, sometimes they don't get how this works. How it works. You look at all sides, and you make a decision based on scientific information. Have you ever been 17? Have you ever been 16? See, this is my problem. My problem when I look at this world is I see adults are always trying to level themselves up with children. They're trying to take their processing ability in their brains, their frontal lobe privilege, their frontal lobe supremacy, and dictate to a child, a baby, a human being that doesn't even have a frontal lobe to form good making decisions, born in an ignorant society, given its own bigotry, given tribalism, given video games, watching a bunch of you dumb monkeys run around screaming for the Redskins and the Cowboys, teaming up on every damn thing, acting stupid on the news, not looking at all sides of the story, but picking a team. And the child does what it's supposed to do act stupid like you. Okay, this is how this works, okay? They're just kids. Kids are supposed to do dumb things. I was a kid. Maybe you were a kid and you didn't do anything dumb. As a child, you were born. You were born perfect. You look at your world and you see dummies over there, dummies over there, dummies over there, dummies over there, and you pick which dummy you gotta be, because that's how this world works, right? You're supposed to not grow up, supposed to act stupid, even in your 50s and 60s, still supposed to act like a 17, yelling and screaming. You see politicians mudslinging, throwing names back and forth, acting just a fool, throwing away all ancient knowledge of elders and how to behave and act and respect, and you're supposed to be dumb like everybody else. Outside of the fact that, so first of all, he was antagonized, all right? He was antagonized, and he did what he's supposed to do at the age of 18, 19, 20. If he ain't 26, I don't blame him for a damn thing. I blame for the dumb adults in the society for acting like children for the last, well, the children apocalypse began about, what time is it? Is it 2019? Began about 3 years ago, right about the child apocalypse. When the adults start acting like the big babies with diapers that are wet and they got diaper rashes, yelling, running around screaming because the news tells them to. He was antagonized. Why? Because MAGA, it's a racist term. It means racism, right? Anything that has MAGA just automatically is a Nazi thing, right? This is why I think this is why I just observe y'all. This is why I don't get involved. I just so you got adults on this side acting stupid with children over there, and then you got the Native American veteran who's beating the drum and singing. And then, of course, so after the tribalism gets going, the boy act up. Now, mind you, he wasn't as dumb as I was when I was a kid. I'd have been, I'd probably been in the back throwing stuff at people, you know, because once you choose your side, you just get in and fight, because that's what the world's about. The world is not about listening and the left talking to the right and the right talking to the left and the blacks and the whites and the Hispanics and the Asians coming together, and then America ignoring their government, talking to China, and America ignoring their government, actually talking to Russia and finding out if they want World War III and colluding and putting information together and negotiating. That's not what the world is about. The world is about colonization and acting dumb as you can as an adult to get as much as you can to maintain a position or get a position of supremacy over the other side. The world is about doing the opposite of everything Martin Luther King talked about. The world is about violence and force and numbers, because that's what all the dumb adults around you do. I don't blame a child one bit. I don't blame a child one bit. Not one bit. Not at all. I never blame children. This is how I work. I'm sorry. Be upset with me if you want. I will never blame a child. They are children. You're an adult. Grow the hell up. All right, I'm done. All the dumb things I did when I was a kid. That's my, thank you, Lori. She said all the stupid stuff I did. I think back to my childhood. I'm like, oh, good Lord, that man is smart. That boy, he's smart. All he did was stand there and wear a MAGA hat. Man, that kid, he on it. That boy shot. I'd have went home, got my super soaker. Shoot, I'd have went and got the, y'all remember the little sticky thing? The little thing had like a hand. It was like jelly or something. You get it out the 25-cent machine and it come out the egg and you smack people in the head with it. That's what I'd have done. You know that little thing? It's like snot or something. Do they still sell that? That's probably carcinogen. Probably kill you. Don't, yeah, kids swallow it. But we used to take them, go, yeah, I can't get it. You know, I go put my 25 cent in the machine, get the little boiled egg, come out, open the egg, get that little jelly thing. Oh, that's just nasty. My brother over there, he's sleeping, he ain't paying attention. Oh, I'm gonna get that bad. It ain't sticky enough, so I spit on it, rub it around, get it nice and wet and sticky. Your mama driving down the road and in the backseat of the car, like, I'm gonna get that bastard. I pull it. All right, I'm sorry. I fell back into my childhood. I do that sometimes, y'all. I'm sorry. Don't psychoanalyze me. Leave me alone. I'm just saying that boy showed restraint. That's all I'm saying. Damn it, my father was there. I hadn't done a damn thing. Yes, daddy. Yeah, because my father, boy, he had shoes, belts, and all kind of things he spanked with. Grandma had switches. I didn't even play with them. My mama had a shoe. But you know what? If they weren't there, I'd have got that sticky thing. He'd have been like, and I've got Cherokee in me. That's not the point. The point is, I'm a kid. I'm supposed to do dumb things and figure out how the world works by doing dumb things. Just how Neil deGrasse Tyson says. Kids, This world is an experiment. It's a laboratory to them. They're supposed to do things and see what happens. They're supposed to color on the wall, see what happens. They're supposed to knock the milk over on the table, see what happens. They're supposed to take the peas when mama's sitting at the table, because your name is Gerard, you want to eat the peas. I want to eat these peas, and smack the peas across the table and then see what happened. Your daddy take you in the living room. Listen, I eat my peas. Peas are nasty because mama, she took them out of bags and cans, not out the garden, off the plant. Disgusting, I hated peas, but it was an experiment. Laboratory, learn. If I was that boy, oh man, I'd ignore all my heritage and Cherokee and Black, African, Native American, everything. Say, you know what? I'm supposed to be on the team. Damn it, I got a red hat. Daddy got a red hat. Uncle got a red hat. My friends got red hats. This is fun. What am I supposed to do? I'd have got that egg with that little sticky thing, and he'd have hitting the drum. I'd have like, Becca, shaka. He ain't moved. Like, what's the guard's name in the in Britain where they stand there and they can't move? If I was there, the same thing. It's not about Native Americans, not about respect, not about veteran, not anything about anything other than the fact that I'm 19 and I'm in a world full of childish adults. That's all it's about. But then again, we'd have never got away with it, would we? Adults were significantly different when we were kids. See, they wouldn't took a video. They wouldn't have uploaded it to YouTube to try to get some hits and some subscriptions to their channels. They wouldn't have joined a political tribal side against some kids standing there with a hat. What would happen? Anybody here old as I am? You'd have got beat by every adult in that child. They'd have lined up. They'd have... In my world, when I grew up, everybody spanked you. Everybody spanked you. You got corrected by everybody. The one thing that the adults in my world, when I was growing up, the one thing they understood is they were all on the same team against us. The same way in your world, the elites are all on the same team against you. All the leadership that runs the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, that runs Russia, China, they all agree on one thing and they're all on the same side. The haves versus the have-nots. We got to keep the dumb monkeys stupid fighting each other while we dominate the world. When I was growing up, the reverse of that, on a microcosm scale, the adults all got together. I knew the people my father didn't like. I knew the people didn't like him. I knew the neighbors couldn't stand him and the neighbors he couldn't stand. And guess what? They all worked together and colluded against all the kids in the neighborhood. Damn it, if I was jumping my bike over somebody's driveway, if I was playing in somebody's yard, if I was throwing baseballs at somebody's garage door, they all got together, they networked, they called each other, and damn it, if they had to bring a belt out and swing a spank a smack, they all worked together against us. They colluded, they worked together. They were these weird things called adults. They pulled us up. If that would have happened back when I was a child, all the adults, well, first of all, back then, the adults weren't this stupid to take politics so seriously, and all the sides always lying to you, making you stupid, trying to control you with nanoparticle smart dust and mainstream media and lies anyway. It never would have happened. Never would have happened. People didn't, back then, adults didn't take none of this bullshizzle that seriously. But if it did happen, the adults would have pulled them up, but it wouldn't even been a story. Sorry, I'm done with that. So I gotta show you something else. Show you something else. Am I okay? Y'all mad at me? Are y'all mad? Let me see. If the child had even been black and the elder had been white, the child would be in jail and likely beaten half to death. And that might be true, Nora. That might be true. I'm not gonna go there. Like I said, I think it all depends on the cop, depends on the people around, how dumb they are, how gaslit they are, how bad the laws are in that state. You know, that's all all of that determines. All, you know, possible. I don't know. But I don't focus on stuff like that. Y'all know me. To me, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So I don't give a damn about the tribal fights and this color, that color. People still want to believe in races. That's up to y'all. I don't believe in none of that stuff. If one child, one place is harmed, I couldn't give two damns what color it is. I couldn't give two damns what color their eye is, their hair is, their feet is. If one child in our world is being abused, all children are being abused. That's where I get off. I get off from a Martin Luther King perspective. And injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. You got people in these tribal fights, that's up to them. I don't tell people how to fight. You know, people want to get and do that, that's their thing. You know, from my experience and my examples, the people I respect the most, whether it be Martin Luther King or JFK or Saj Guru, Gandhi, I got in trouble on Gandhi the other day, but I kind of like Gandhi a little bit. I just don't, they ain't gonna get mad at me. You can tell me about Gandhi was an evil man. Non-violence is what solves things. Unity is what solves things. We are in a time where we are facing the extinction of the planet. And then the planet's gonna reboot, but we are gonna disappear. I don't think we really got time for like little selective fights. I think it's all about everybody standing up everywhere about what's right. And what is right? Sovereignty. Sovereignty. You're a sovereign. Nobody has the right to abuse you. You were born on this planet. You have the right to walk around like any deer. You have the right to fly around like a bumblebee. You have a right to not be abused. Mutual respect. Yes, sister. Mutual respect solves everything. And everything else is just minutia, right? Everything else is minutia, but they get everybody fighting about the minutia. And I think when we stand on the common ground that everybody wants, 99.999999999% of the population all want the same damn thing. Leave me the hell alone. Let me live my life. I was born on this planet and I want to go explore it. We really want to be children. All right, that's why we act like children. That's why we act like children. I can't believe it. I know somebody like, damn it. I was posting about that kid. I know. What happens? We get caught up in the tribalism stuff. I used to get caught up in it too. I'm just not caught up in it no more. I see a bigger picture. I'm looking at what people like Assange are talking about. People who have 2020 vision and they ain't pick a 2020 because they actually want to change the world. I gotta show you something else. All right, y'all ready for this one? I hope y'all ready for this one. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's a saying that goes, you judge a society by those that you treat the worst. I think another way to judge a society is through children. Show you this. This is a pullover, a stop, police officer, stopping a car.
All right, rear passenger, step out of the truck. Up. You know what up is? Up is like that.
She is out.
Oh, she holding her hands
my God.
Oh my God, look at them.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
can't see
She
it.
is so pretty. Mom is holding the gun at the baby.
They trying the baby to turn around.
They still holding the gun at the baby.
No, only have the gun at the car.
There's nobody else in there though.
Yes,
The baby gets out the car.
She is out.
And puts her
Oh, she
hands
holding
up.
her hands
Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at them.
Oh my God.
She is so pretty. Mom is holding the gun at the baby.
They trying the baby to turn around.
They still holding the gun at the baby.
No, only have the gun at the car.
There's nobody else in there though.
Yes, it is.
They aren't holding the gun.
Come on, this is it. Come on. You don't, just sweetie, you don't put your hands down. You're fine. You're fine. Come on to mommy. Is there another child in the car seat, in the back seat?
Please tell her to put her hands down. She finally put
Let's
her
let
hands
her go for now and let her deal with the kids. Hey, come on, sweetie. You're okay.
She's 2 years old.
Yeah, it looks like it's a, okay. All right.
You see how the officer responded? This is what I'm saying, people. Let me go back to the right image. This is what I'm saying. You live in a world where children get out the car with their hands up. You got problems. Who are you mad at in this? You obviously see that the police officer, once he realized what was going on, he stopped. Put the hands down, baby. Why? Because children do something to us. They do something to us. The police officer realized that he was put into a situation that he was not proud of. And he immediately revoked what he was doing. This is why I'm saying that this whole blaming police stuff is insanity to me. If you're a parent, this moved me. I know that it has to move you. If you live in a society where children get out of the car with their hands up, that should just be wrenching the heart of everybody that's watching this right now. It's the system. Bob Marley said it's the system. They asked Bob Marley, he said, Who is the problem? Is it white people? Did white people do this to your people? Did white people do it to black people? He said the system. Everybody is just a cog in this mess. Everybody is a piece on the board of life. And when you realize, like that police officer did, that we are doing irrevocable damage to the next generation and teaching them that this control, this police state, this policing of the world is going to modify the behavior of the next generation, you stop. That's when you stop. If you don't have, actually, I got to turn that off. That bothers me. That actually was highly disturbing to me. If you don't have 2020, you can't go nowhere. You should not have a 2020. You should not have a pick for the 2020 election if you don't have 2020. If you don't see the perspective of everybody in the model and society of the world that you're building, you shouldn't have no damn 2020. This is why I don't understand. I don't understand why people are posting about who to run in a time where we don't even know what the F is going on in this world. We don't even know what's happening next door. We got adults that are getting into arguments with children. We have adults that are posting pictures of children on the internet, arguing with other adults or standing them down, whatever this nonsense is. We got 2-year-old babies getting out of the car with their hands up. Had no idea what the hell is going on. That's when you know you gotta change. That's when you know. If you feel that tug on your heart, why I feel like this church? Anybody feel like it's church? I'm sorry. I just had a moment. I was trying to be serious. I had a moment. I feel like I'm in church now. If you can come down to Jesus, come on down the aisle if you feel a tug on your heart. Come on down, bring some money and offering. If you feel a tug on your heart that this world is not right, you just might want to go back to being a human being. You just might. You just might want to fix things. And that's why I do this. I go back and to me, it's all about kids. I appreciate adults, don't get me wrong, but it's all about the next generation. It's all about being an upgrade and building a better model for the world, not continue the same ignorance. Why in the world would you have a 2020 if you don't have 2020? It's because you're told to. Indoctrination. You're told how to behave and you listen. That's a bad idea. Listen to people like Assange. You listen to when they shut him off. If he's talking about your elites have AI, smart dust, micro robots, military industrial complexes, they're murdering the world and they're colonizing everything. If you don't know who's doing it, if you don't have 2020 in line of sight, why would you make a decision? Get your line of sight first. Stop being tribal. The kid at 18, he jumped on the team with his MAGA hat. He's supposed to. He's a child. He's supposed to be tribal. His world is tribal. He sees you being tribal. But as an adult, you're not supposed to be on a 2020 side yet. You're supposed to be trying to figure out what the hell is going on. You're supposed to be a part of the human hive out there doing some research, trying to figure out what the rest of us don't know, because the media is always lying to us, which is why they don't talk about Martin Luther King and the power structure that's still in place in Washington, D.C. that murdered him. And how everybody just doo-doos on his legacy. Because they're all using the military industrial complex for careers, for power, for book sales, for offices, to get you to vote for them in 2020. Until you know what's going on, you don't do anything. You don't go in the woods and go running into a cave and you don't know if there's a bear in the cave. You know, that's just being tribal. At least the child who was standing there in front of the Native Americans, at least he had the restraint to not make a decision. He stood there, didn't do anything. I'm not cheering him, don't get me wrong. He's a child. I'm not gonna cheer a child, he's a child. But you aren't a child. You're an adult for the most part if you're watching this. Act like one. Stand up for kids everywhere you go. I do want to get into something else. There are a couple other things. Oh, let me show you this. I found this to be interesting. Not time. This is training. Live fire training. live in a world where you're training people to not flinch, shooting live weapons between their legs and around their arms and in between them. When you live in a world where people feel they need to be trained this way, this is Iraq, I believe it is. It's Iraq, right? Where adults are being triggered. Yeah, here you go, it's Iraq. Where adults are being triggered to not have any concern for their well-being. They're having those epigenetics and those genes being triggered like in boot camp they do to make soldiers, give them the ability to go murder other human beings. That's how you know your world is broken. Why are they doing that in Iraq? Because you keep invading them. You keep colonizing them. You're murdering them. You're doing the same thing in Venezuela. So hell yeah, they'll do that. From an American perspective, from a France and Italy perspective, you're doing it all over Africa. So of course they're gonna train psychopaths. They're gonna tease out those psychopathic genes. Tina said desensitizing. Exactly. Because they need to make soldiers that'll murder you. The same way they make soldiers and police officers to tackle your children in the streets, to hold them down, to put handcuffs on them. Sure, you can blame the police, but the police ain't the problem. It's the model. It's the model of violence. I do want to show you something else. I'm running out. I'm way out of time, but I got a bunch of stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I want to go through. I actually want to do a little bit of Assange's speeches. This might be a long one. There's something else I want to show you. Desensitizing adults to make them highly violent. Let me show you this. Let me show you this.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh
Bill! Grown man, group of children taunting. Girl runs up behind them. Knocks him out. Somebody's baby. He pushed her, she runs up, and he full bore knocks her out like a grown man. I know what your bigotry's telling you. It's telling you it's racism. I know. Because that's what you're supposed to think. That's what they want you to think. Why? Because they don't want you to solve anything. They want you to be as stupid as all the people who came before you not solving a problem. The problem is violence. The problem is solving problems with force and domination. The problem is you are okay with a violent society. You're okay with your violent 2020. You're okay with a violent world instead of people undoing all the models that remove sensitivities to being violent. You're voting for colonizing political parties and political leaders that increase violence in the world and make people more violent intentionally. Why are boys, like we talked about, why are boys raised to fight? Because it's a rough world and they might have to fight. When it's not a rough world, they don't have to. When we have a world full of leaders, as long as you want a leader, a representative in Davos, whoever else, that actually solve problems with negotiating, talking, the same way you do at work. When people solve problems with their intellects and their mouths, as opposed to their fists and their guns and their military industrial complexes and their political parties and their laws, until you stop with your violent methods of forcing human beings to do what you want them to do, which is the whole purpose of smart dust, ain't it? This will continue to happen. I don't know if that affects you. It affects me. It affects me all the time. I'm gonna go back to comments. I might come back later today. I want to look at some of the things that Assange talked about in his last speech. But I gotta wrap this one up. See what else. Yeah, it's reactionary, Lori, because the same way he reacted is the same way I see a 2020 reaction. Right? You're not paying attention. You don't have clear vision. you can't see what the hell is going on, and you do something that you totally regret. They bring out violent reactions in people because violent reactions are profitable. They trigger people with words because triggering people is profitable. They want to control people. We can change the world if we want to. Or we can keep fighting the same way and we'll have the same problems. The definition of insanity. Talking about stop acting tribal. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, Cody. That's exactly what I'm saying. As long as we act tribal, as long as we invoke force over other people in numbers or violence, nothing in this world will ever change because you become the oppressor when you seek to oppress. When you use force, you become them. And then at that point, you might as well lose because you are them, right? This is why I say that the revolution isn't violent, because if you revolt, all you're doing is you're becoming them. You're still using rule by force, larger numbers, to force a violent solution over another group. And I'll never be a part of that. I want the world to change. See, some people don't want to change the world, Cody. Some people, they just want to rule the world. They think the world ruled by a different colonizer is a good idea. This is what Dr. King talked about, that people miss his message. That's why every time his birthday comes around, I post his speeches because people miss the whole message. Love is the answer. You love out hate. If you still believe in tribal ways and grouping up against another group, then the world will never change. I'm all for changing the world, brother. I'm not into the paradigm has to shift. The paradigm has to shift. But once again, I don't tell anybody what to do. People, that's how people want to go and solve problems in groups and tribes and cliques and armies, political parties. I don't tell people what to do. I'm okay with however the world goes. It's just that I know that some people are desensitized to that. Some people have a lot of fear, and so they group up with other people to fight. I don't group up with anybody. I stand by myself, like Rebecca's talking about right there. I stand by myself. I don't have any fear. I'm not fearful of your group. I'm not fearful of your tribe. I'm not fearful of your political party, your war, your guns. I'm not fearful of groups. I don't have that fear. I wasn't given that fear. So I don't need to group up with anybody. That's why I'll talk to anybody. Not interested. Not interested at all in grouping and fighting other people to force them to be like me or to accept what I don't like. That's what I'm talking about. If we keep acting like colonizers, colonization will always exist. If you adopt that philosophy, and even the ancient philosophy of all the ancestors who were violent, we can evolve and move forward. The difference is they were violent because they had to be, right? They lived in times where the planet was trying to kill them, the bears and the wolves, and so they had to be increasingly violent. We evolved out of that. We live in a world where we don't need violence and greater numbers against somebody else to make a problem go away, creating another problem. It's about mutual respect. It's about sovereignty. It's about leaving people alone, not forcing them to accept our narratives of what we want them to. It's about letting people live free. I think that's important. Anyway, okay, let me see. This last couple times. It's more inclusive than exclusive, Tina. And if we want to solve the world's problems with peace, it has to be all inclusive. That's what a democracy is. People yell and scream they want a democracy, but then they start talking about who they want to control, who they want to force, what narrative other people have to accept. And I'm not about getting anybody to accept my narrative. I want 2020. The world isn't flat. That's how my mind works. I was taught it was flat, right? Because I was given a race and I was given a nation and a state and a county and a township and all of this crap and a political party. And I was given all these struggles, and I just don't agree with those struggles anymore. I'm done with it. I'm done with people teaching me the world is flat. I think the world is round. I think the world is round, so I think we need to increase our line of sight and we need to look at all perspectives. And when you do that, you can think clearly. You want a well-rounded world. You don't want your perception of the world and make other people be forced to adopt that. You want a well-rounded world. And the funny thing is, everybody agrees with that. Everybody will agree with that. Oh, I see what happened to Venezuela. They got pinched. Yes, Brother Galen, they got pinched. They were pincified. Pence said he believes in he doesn't want democracy. He wants it's just a regime change, right? It's colonization, right? America, they pick a sellout leader, and they're going to take that sellout leader, put them in power over the people, because that sellout leader is more likely to put in some military bases, control the people, become a debt colony, join central banking, make America wealthy, use the US dollar. And so we're willing to kill tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in another revolution to put in a government we control. Like colonization, the only way it changed is that they don't actually go in anymore. They don't send their military. They don't send in ships with flags and sails anymore. They send in debt and weapons. They get lots of people murdered and raped and destroy entire countries to force other people to adopt the US narrative of the world. The same way we try to get other people to adopt our narrative based on our birth bigotries, that's the same way America is trying to get everyone to adopt the American narrative of the world, that they control and dominate everything, which is a scary part, because the American government doesn't give two damns about the American people. They're being controlled by forces that not many people know about. Yes, it's all about the dollar bills, y'all. Brother Count. It is, until they go away. It's about power and control. Same thing with smart dust and nanoparticles, all about controlling people. And that's why people give you the narratives they do when you're born, because they want to control you and they want to make you a stooge for them. The same reason they're spraying smart dust out of airplanes, it's the same reason they give people these narratives, to get them to go off and fight in tribal armies, to get other people to accept their narrative, when most of us were born in a time where nobody had anything to do with the narratives we were given. But other people will fight you. You start fighting them, they're going to fight back. And I think that's a bad idea. Let me see. You're right, Gerard. I see so many adults acting like they don't, or they haven't progressed since adolescence, yet expecting youth to act more adult like them. Exactly, hey, hon. And that's my point, right? Kids, they're mimicking what they see in us. And if tribal escalations continue to occur, racial escalations, religious escalations, national escalations, all the ganging up keeps happening. The Pentagon is acting like Thug Life, Crips and Bloods, and you've seen neighborhoods in South Central LA. You've seen neighborhoods in Beirut. How is it a good idea to keep tribing up against other people? We don't have to live that way anymore, y'all. We don't have to live like gangs, Lori. Like exactly. We don't have to live like gangs. We don't need gang mentality. You chastise poor kids who grow up and join a gang, white nationalists or black nationalists or Crip or Blood or Triad. We like to blame kids all the time while we do the same damn thing. Hypocrisy. That's why I just sit back and I observe the human race. I just observe. Because we all probably gonna die. It ain't gonna feel good if it's nanorobots. I want the big robot to kill me. I don't want the little one to kill you from the inside. That might hurt. Bleeding out. Oh no, I don't like that. No, I want the big robot come, take my head off with his head. I want to go out like Braveheart, freedom, chop my neck off. I have no damn robots on the inside of me killing me from the inside. That might actually suck. Yes, Lori, mobism. We got to get out of mobism. We got to stop being a mob. We got to start acting like what we want to see in our children, and they'll stop acting like a damn fool like we do. When our oppressors are the ones that are supposed to protect us, we're in a catch-22. Aren't we, Jack? We are in a catch-22, brother. That's why I see the only way out is each other. That's the only way I see it. If you don't have 2020, you shouldn't have a 2020. Shouldn't be no picks for 2020 if you don't see what's happening around this world. The greatest gift one can give his brother is to lay down his life for one. Exactly, Brother Daniel. And that's what I'm talking about. That's that Martin Luther King message. Loving your enemy. You don't have to like your enemy. You have to love your enemy. Don't blame your enemy. Your enemy was born as a pawn just like you were. You want to blame something? Blame the system. The system is how you fix things. You don't fix things by forcing other people because you got bigger numbers or more guns or more bombs or more ships or more soldiers. That's a colonizer mentality. We got to get out of those gang colonizer mentalities. Level up. Level up. If you want something in 2020, pick the human race 2020. How about that? Can we have that sometime? Can we have that sometime? Because I don't think somebody said the aliens come save us. I don't think they're coming. I don't think the aliens are coming. I don't think we're that important. But I am gonna come back later on. I do want to look at. I'm gonna do a breakdown of Assange's last talk, because I like to remind myself of these things. The older I get, the easier I forget important things. But he said a lot of important things in that talk, so I'll probably do a breakdown. But that's not going to be a short one. That's probably going to be a 2-hour talk, because I want to listen in between the cracks, right? Like, that's where the truth is. The truth is always in between the cracks. Surround yourself with a lot of people who can listen between the cracks, and you start to get a better 2020 vision of the world. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Try to have 2020. Stop picking 2020s. This is Gerard. I'm out.